tokenization means different things to different people, right? And about 80–90% of all the experiments and use cases that we have seen in the market are typically what are called tokenized bond versus what the market's end game that we want to see, which are what we call bond tokens. So we have a lot more tokenized bond versus bond tokens. So I think the audience, without coffee, may wonder what's the difference between the two, right? Sounds the same. So maybe I'll draw a bit of a reference to something more relatable. So imagine you are walking into the Louvre, right, in Paris, and not asking you to rob the place. I know you got robbed recently, right? But that's why it's a good example. And which is the painting that you most likely will walk towards? I think it's the Mona Lisa, right? Yeah, you can't steal that. That is under high security. So, but you can steal an image of it, right? If you love it, you whip up your iPhone, you take a photo. Basically, you digitalize the guy, right? And then you put it on your Instagram. So that 80–90% of all these use cases that we have done are actually what we are doing now. Take the photo of Mona Lisa, put it on. So we did one for Sembcorp. It's a huge 675 million deal, but we couldn't digitize the whole thing. So that one we tokenized about 50 million, and we put it on edX, one of the chain. And later on, we also worked with Singtel. And in this case, we tokenized the entire deal, a US $100 million, sort of in a sandbox environment, a private placement, right? So I'll stop here, and then you guys will ask, what's the difference then? What is a bond token? So a bond token is simple. You don't need to fly to the Louvre. You stay on your computer, and then you pull out an app, and then you start drawing it digitally. That's assuming you are as talented as Da Vinci. You produce something that looks like the Mona Lisa, you post it on Instagram. That's a bond token, a native digital painting, a native digital bond. Right, so that one, I think most of the market hasn't really tested, but I think there are new ones coming up, including the Hong Kong one, right? That's just been announced. So before I give back the floor, I just want to highlight another example, because just now I said tokenization means different things to different people. You don't really need to tokenize an asset. You can tokenize information as well. Because earlier in the year, we announced a project with NUS and Northern Trust, and that's part of the whole Project Guardian helmed by MAS. So we didn't tokenize the green bond issued by NUS. What we did was we tokenized the information, right? Basically, the ESG and green bond reporting in that green bond, and we were the arranger for that bond. So the investors will have information token that they can log in and get a real-time information on all the ESG reporting. So that's really a new area. Instead of tokenizing just the bond, we could actually tokenize info on all these assets.